Flight 401 is one of the very few well-documented cases of hauntings taking place on commercial airplanes that are still in active service. Eastern Airlines Flight 401 was a Lockheed TriStar jet that crashed into the Florida Everglades on December 29, 1972, killing 101 of the 176 passengers and crew on board. The entire flight crew became distracted in the cockpit and failed to notice that the aircraft was gradually losing altitude, leading to its crash. The pilot, Bob Loft, and flight engineer Don Repo were two of the 101 people who were killed. Not long after the crash, the ghosts of Loft and Repo began to be seen on other Eastern Airlines TriStar planes, especially the ones which had been fitted with parts salvaged from the Flight 401 wreckage. The sightings were so prevalent of the departed crew members that Eastern Airlines management had taken the unprecedented step of warning their employees that they could be fired if they were caught talking publicly about the ghostly encounters. The ghosts of Loft and Repo were described as being extremely lifelike. They were not only reported by people who had known the two men, but their ghosts were also identified from photographs by people who had not known them. On one occasion, a female passenger called the flight attendant to check on a quiet man sitting next to her seat. She was concerned that he seemed unresponsive. The man in question was wearing an Eastern Airlines uniform and promptly disappeared in full view of the woman, the flight attendant, and a number of other passengers. The woman became hysterical and had to be calmed down. Later, she was shown a sheet of photographs of Eastern Airlines air crew and asked to identify the man. She pointed to the photo of Don Repo. On another occasion, a flight attendant saw a face staring out at her from the galley oven of another TriStar jet. The galley oven had been salvaged from the wreckage of Flight 401. When she and two others went to investigate, the man said,
"Watch out for a fire on this airplane."
The plane had to cancel the last part of its journey due to serious engine problems, and later it was discovered that a fire did break out on the aircraft. After hearing knocking below the cockpit, a flight engineer investigated a compartment only to see Don Repo inside of it. On another plane with parts salvaged from Flight 401, a flight engineer was going through the routine pre-flight inspection when Repo appeared to him and said,
"You don't need to worry about pre-flight. I've already done it."
While preparing for takeoff on one plane, Bob Loft vanished in front of a pilot and two flight attendants. They were so distressed that they canceled the flight. It appears that Robert Loft and Don Repo have devoted their afterlives to look after airplanes they once piloted, and to make amends for the flight that couldn't save that fateful day back in 1972. This is supported by the testimony of a flight's captain who said that Repo appeared to him and told him,
"There will never be another crash. We will not let it happen."
Eventually, the salvaged parts were removed from the other airplanes, and the sightings of the two men diminished.